Hello, everyone. Today I have a very special guest, and her name is Gwendelynn. Hi, Gwendelynn. How are you doing?
Wonderful to meet you.
Same here. I'd like to introduce you my recent friend, which we just start connecting through some connection. So I will give her the opportunity to talk more and share who she is. Tell us about yourself.
Well, my name is Gwendelynn Martinadale. I live in the northern Midwest here in the US, and I work on films and I do photography. Currently, I've been working on The Chosen, which is a TV series you may have heard of. It's really good. So I am blessed and grateful to be working on that. And I met Hannah here through a connection in Chicago, Tim, who apparently says he was in a Bible study or something with Dallas back in the day. So it turns out to be a small world.
It is. Congratulations, first of all, on your successful series going on Chosen. This is amazing. I love that program. And just to let you know, Dallas Jenkins was also on my first film award from CIFF. And it was fortunate that he was the one who presented Hannah's Dream. So maybe if
that's amazing. I didn't know that.
Yeah, if you go on the website, you will see he's there and he was talking about the story and everything. So I was honored. And when I saw Chosen that this came out later, I said, oh, I know this person. I have met him before. So
check that out.
yeah, it is a small world. Yes, it is. Tell us how you came to this industry, or why you chose even this industry.
Well, from a young age, I knew that I liked photography. So I started taking pictures of my sheep running around the field and tracking a moving object. I enjoyed the challenge, especially shooting with a small point and shoot camera. So eventually I invested in some better camera gear, and I made my own short film. And one of the dads that attended my church, he actually started the Christian Worldview Film Festival, which I believe, did we meet there at one point? No? Okay, you just know about it as well. Yeah, so yes. Philip Telfer, who hosts the Christian Worldview Film Festival, is originally from my church. And he kind of got me into film. I worked under Adam Drake on Indivisible for the first time. Working under him, and now I do the same thing on The Chosen, and I love it. So between that and working on a lot of short films, a lot of indie films, I just jumped in.
That's nice. That's good to know more. And if you don't mind, how many years you're in the film industry and how many movies you have made already?
It's kind of hard to count depending on when you start officially. Probably officially 7 years. That's when I made my first short film.
Mm-hmm. That's nice. 7 years is a long time. That's wonderful. And 7 is a blessed number. So you are in the blessing zone. Yeah, so I have a lot of 7 numbers in my life, and whenever my first award, when Dallas gave it to me in the CIFF, not physically, we were online that time because COVID was very recently hit at that time. So the award when I received it was exactly after 7 years of my dream, same date, same month, and just 7 after years. So it was very, very shocking for me too.
Yeah, there's something to that. Usually I start the year not really knowing exactly what it's going to look like. I always have something to do. That's not a problem. But sometimes you don't know what the next film set you're going to work on is, or at all. And then it ends up being your busiest year yet. So it kind of keeps me on my toes, especially since I'm a planner and I like to know things ahead of time. It's this teaches me to trust God more.
That's right. And you also study, or you do go to school, college, university, you completed your education?
I was homeschooled, and I basically did my college at the same time as high school. I did them both at the same time because they're kind of redundant. And then as far as
Mm,
it goes, I went into like academy route where I did a couple week-long academies here and there in the guild route at festivals, and then just getting on sets and doing it.
that's
Um,
nice. That's
so
impressive.
my style of learning is just doing it. I spent about 10,000 on my first short film. That was a
Mhm.
good learning experience. And now I work on other projects so much. It's like, I don't know when my next one's going to be if I keep working on others. So it's a good problem.
Maybe Hannah's dream.
Maybe.
Maybe you never know. Okay, so that's very impressive, very interesting. So, how did you find Hannah's dream? What do you say about that?
Well, I've heard of it a couple times before. I hadn't known a lot about it before. I think I saw the poster for your film on something I was putting together, something like someone had paid for an ad or something in a film festival directory that I was doing the graphic design for. I'm not sure if that was, or was something else, but I saw that poster somewhere before. And so that name was in my head. It's like, oh, this is the thing that's happening. And then I'm on the email prayer group with Tim, so I get his updates and prayer requests, announcements, and one of them was for your film. So it's like you were looking for a stunt director. So I just emailed, is like, hey, here's this stunt director I know, because a lot of what we do is just connections, connecting the right people with the right people. So I'm always happy to help with that. So
Yeah.
looked at your page and what it was. And it's really quite intriguing because my short film, One Day, is also based on the idea of a dream, more
Hmm.
of more of a dream that God gives you to teach you something or remind you of something, less so than a prophetic dream. But I do understand that it's kind of hard for me to put it in words like you do, but it's a beautiful thing, and something I'm glad more people are paying attention to.
Yeah, it was a very tough. I had always dreams since age of 9. So my mother knew it that God uses me and tells me some stuff, whatever. But that time I was not very much into God because, teenagers and all that stuff. So, but lately when all this happened and this dream changed my whole life, everything was changed after this dream. So first I didn't knew that I had to seriously take this, and I just thought, oh, I had this dream and I had that dream, so this is one of that dream, kind of a thing. But then when I saw that all that blast and all those people, especially children and women, died, that hurt me more than anything else. So I said, no, this is no more a joke. This is no more a fun thing. I have to be serious. So some dreams are just good dreams, I would say. Some dreams are medium. They are not good, they are not bad, but God is giving you a message for somebody or something. And some dreams are serious. You really need to pay real close attention to that. So this happened with that dream, and I think I have to change the name to say God's dream, not Hannah's dream, because it was God's desire to use his people and give them what they need to do. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
like Dan, that is like, this is not mine, but I'm instructed to tell you this, or interpret that as far as that side goes. Yeah, I'm not wise enough to know the difference between different types of dreams, and often it's the ones that I say, no, that's not the way it is. Like, oh, right, sorry. Like there was I go camping often, every year, at least once a year, and there was this one time, it's actually up near Canada in the Boundary Waters area. It's right on the border. I like to go camping there, and I had this dream about a large white swan. It was beautiful, but I've never ever seen a swan in the Boundary Waters. There's always loons or bald eagles. And so I remember, like in my dream, saying, oh no, that's never going to happen. You know what happened the next day? There was a big white swan, and I was like, no way.
Oh my God.
I was like, okay, thank you, God, for reminding me to try and keep me humble, I guess.
Yeah.
But
You know,
I don't
we have,
remember that but it is really cool. And it's like, okay, yeah, I did not do that. That was something.
some dreams are, okay, let me tell you in another way. I have written a book, Hannah's Dream. And in that book, we have identified area how God talks to his people. And there's an area where we have talked how world thinks about the dream, medically or whatever, psychologically. And there's another area where we have described what you think as a body, as a human. So there are different things which are there, which I'm planning to publish on Mother's Day, or maybe before, I don't know, God's will. So all that together will teach a lot of people how to understand a dream, how to pray about that dream, and how to assess yourself if you're doing right according to the will of God, or it's just your mind or something. So hopefully that book will help a lot of people and make them understand dreams and visions.
Yeah. So is it a feature? Is it a documentary? What route are you planning on taking this?
The book or the film?
The film.
That's feature film. It's 84 pages. And we have one song, which is, I think, about 5 minutes already made. Song is written, music is done. We are going to, we're looking for a female singer. There are some people I'm talking, but I don't know who's the right person, and I'm just praying. So that is there. And maybe one more song will be there, The Time of Bomb Blast, where actually there was a vigil going on and the funeral was going on. So maybe there'll be another song in the movie. So roughly 1 hour, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, something like that.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing.
Thank you.
So you've done this for a while, getting a solid base and getting connections put together. That's amazing.
Thank you. What would you like to say to the body of Christ, what they should do for the persecuted church?
To pray for it, because absolutely prayer is powerful. We don't always see it in a dream or the results of the prayer, but it is very powerful. I get to see it on film sets, the power of prayer, things that we can't change, and it definitely makes a difference. Not that bad things don't happen, and I like that is a big part of what you're addressing. It's a hard topic because bad things do happen, but that God is involved and He is there, and that we get to be part of it. And so I'm sorry to tear up, but that's what I would say. I'm remembering this one day on the set of The Chosen. We were at this location. It was the last day at this location, and we had to move on to a different location, and it was so foggy we couldn't film. Now, this isn't like being in the middle of a terrorist attack where you're getting gunned down, but we kind of need the fog to go away to do our job today. And we were waiting around, so I think like 3 p.m., starting like 7 a.m. in the morning. We were there till 3 p.m. and the fog still hadn't lifted. And we were standing ready at the beach to go as soon as the fog lifted, and it didn't. So we called it a day, and everybody was going home, unpacked from the beach. And then the fog lifted, and we're like, wait, come back. So they all came back. And somehow, I don't know how, we still made our day. We got everything in that we planned to do for that day. It felt like time stood still. It didn't, like, literally, but somehow we still made our day, and the fog lifted, and it was beautiful. So it's like, we can't make that happen. So that was really cool. And, we didn't get, down about it or frustrated too much, because you can't do anything about it. But we did stop, we prayed about it, and we just asked for what God's direction was in it, because it wasn't like we could film there the next day. And there's a lot more to it than I know personally, but just from my side, I was like, oh, the fog's lifted. tell everybody to come back.
And it's important that God has time for everything. So your shooting was meant, God wanted that, whatever the scene is, because he knows that how hard you all are working and how much money, time, efforts, planning, everything is working. So there are a lot of people praying for all this project, a lot of people.
I digress, but prayer is very important, and I've seen it be powerful in so many ways. Sometimes not in the way we want, but still, God's like, I'm involved, and okay. So,
anything else you like to say before we close?
Yeah, I would just like to let you know that what you're doing is important, and I'm glad that there's somebody out there bringing attention to the power of prayer and fact about the persecuted church. As you know, that's been going on for a very long time and still happens today. We can, when we're living in peace and relative security, you can forget about that, but it doesn't ever stop, and it's something that we should always be mindful of and praying for, whether it directly affects us in a dream or if we're far away in another country. It's very important, and I'm glad there's people like you making films like this.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time, and thank you for an encouraging word, and thank you for helping, connecting with different people. That's a lot of help. Yes, it's a very difficult topic. When I had the dream and when God started talking and telling me do this, and I said, Lord, please, I'm not going back to Pakistan. Please don't. This is not my area. And I've lived there. I know how the people are, how the culture is, how the persecution is. So coming out from there was my life change. But then coming back to the square where I started, I said, no, I can't do this. It's too much. I forgot everything, what happened with me. So I understood exactly what he wanted me to do. Maybe that's why I'm so serious about it. That's why maybe I'm so dedicated and passionate to do it, because I understand. I've been there. I have seen it with my own eyes, and I've dealt with situations. So when people tell me, oh, this happened, then I am right there. I know what happened that time, So yes, it is very important topic. We all need to get together. I always request everybody, please, if you have any gifts, any talents, anything you can support with, even just like how she's helping me with the interview. So that is word of encouragement, and we are talking and we are praying and we are trying to get the word out, which is a lot support for me right now for Hannah's dream. Thank you so much. We are still looking for a lot of volunteers. We are still looking for a lot of team member. Film is not made yet. It's in the development. So we need lots of people. And if you listen this, please come and help us. That's the only request I can say. Thank you so much for your time, Gwendelynn. God bless you, and you take care, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you.
You take care.
Take care.